Well, Steve, let's start with the news about Alan McGregor and how pleased you are about him signing for 2 more years.
Well, we're delighted that he's committed to the club, and we obviously hope it's one of a few who are out of contract. I think since he's arrived 2.5, 3 years ago, whatever it was, you know, he's had a bit of a blip in the middle of it for a little while. The common denominator of that probably is the injury he picked up at West Ham, which, because it wasn't a broken leg or a snapped Achilles or whatever, he was still a bad injury for a goalkeeper to have anyway, damaging the kidneys like he did. So he's come back to the form and the goalkeeper that we know he's capable of, and I'm delighted that he's obviously committed himself to the club for another couple of years, which is good for us, and I'm hoping it's good for him too.
And you say others may join him, you know, people that are at the end of their contracts in the summer, so how many more might sign?
Well, we hope. I mean, you know, the club, as I've said many times in having conversations with you, it's a difficult situation we'll find ourselves in, because obviously we've got 5 or 6 people out of contract who obviously came to us when their contracts when we were in the Premier League, and the problem is we don't know what league we're going to be in, and if we're going to be in the Championship, for example, if we're going to be in the Premier League, it's not a problem, but if we're going to be in the Championship, then of course then we've got to cut our cloth accordingly. So it's a difficult situation that we find ourselves in, but look, we've got McGregor over the line. Let's hope we can get, you know, a few more to go with him.
And what about the 2 Arsenal lads? Are you going to hang on to them, do you think, during this journey?
Well, certainly there's no question in Tuba. We've just given him a week off. He's only 19. Sometimes they need a break away from it. Need to go and see his family and spend a bit of time with them. He's also had a horrible tooth problem, which we hope that's now solved. With Aidan's a little bit different, because when he came here was the under assumption that he was going to play. Now, he doesn't want to play every game, but he wants to play more than what he's playing at the moment. So we've got an agreement with Arsenal, a gentleman's agreement, to say, look, if something is there which is good for Aidan and good for everybody concerned, then we're not going to stand in his way. If not, he's playing on Saturday. It's an ideal game for him. He's playing, and if nothing materialises, then he'll stay with us. So that's a good situation we'll find ourselves in.
And let's deal with Brighton in a moment and that game. Harry Maguire was speaking to us earlier, so I assume that he's in your thinking for a starting place on Saturday.
Well, when you put one of the media lads put him up, I would look. We've got 2 injured centre halves, so yes, Harry will play. And it's been great for Harry. He's had a run on the side. He's played very well. He's getting better with each game that he plays, and I hope that continues.
What do you like about him? Because you're a central defender. What do you like about him?
Well, I mean, the one thing that he's very comfortable with is possession of the ball. He takes the ball as good as a midfield player. He's got to still improve on certain aspects, and certainly in his positioning at times, and make sure that he, because of the size of him, then, you know, his mobility is sometimes obviously is a bit of an issue, but so he's got to learn where to be and reading of the situation, so he doesn't have to get himself in that muddle at times. But overall, he's done very well. And again, another young player. I mean, at the moment, 3 of the back 4 are 22-year-olds, so that bears well for the future.
And what about Brighton? It's not a glamour tie. It's a fellow Championship side, so it's not a David Goliath.
No.
Can you get excited about it?
Well, look, the FA Cup's the FA Cup, and every one of us, if you support Hull, got excited 18 months ago or whatever it was, and we started off, no disrespect, to Middlesbrough and Southend away. So, yes, it's not the big glamour tie where we haven't got Manchester City away or home or whatever, but it gives us an opportunity to get into the hat. Once you get into the hat, then anything can happen. So let's treat it the way it should be treated. It's an ideal opportunity for us. We're at home, which is important. Let's hope we can keep the home form going and get through the next round.
And as you've said already, some of the players that have not maybe had regular starts in the league will get a go, won't they, this time? Apart from Maloney, you say?
Yeah, Maloney's picked up a bit of an injury in training, but all the ones who have been set on the fringe of late will all play. And it's an ideal opportunity. It's what we did. People say, well, you don't take it seriously. It's what we did 2 years ago and got the cup final. So how can people lodge that at us? We've got a squad of 25 players where 6 or 7 of them need to play. and that's what I'll do.
Jakubovic in goal.
Yes. So he signs a new contract and gets dropped. How's that?
That's great management.
Thank you.